What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bake, and I got my co-host with me.
Hey man, it's your boy Mr. Too Many Reasons himself. I got a birthday coming up this weekend. I'm lit. Feel me?
Big lit.
Turning 31.
Big 31 in the house.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, do you celebrate 31 or you just let 31 come and just...
Man, you celebrate every year of life you get, man. I mean, you know we got the milestones. You got the 21, the 25, you got the 30.
And then everything after that is 10, then it's a decade.
Yeah, 10. It's the decade thing. You got the 40, the 50s, and then you get into the 60s, man. You doing good. You doing pretty good, man. But that's dope, man. We got a dope show for y'all today, man. We're going to be doing something different. We're going to be talking about teams and how they can improve and how they can get back to that quote-unquote promised land or be in competitive nature, I should say. But before we get into that, I have to talk about this thing that I've been hearing about with my man Pat Riley, and then we're going to get into those two teams. I just want to talk about what my man Pat Riley said about my boy. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. I'm not going to touch too much on this, man. But Pat Riley, you are a legend at what you do as far as like coaching. You was a player. You was an owner. You do all those things really, really great. You create great systems, great chemistry, great auras around your teams that you are around. So I give you that. I'm not going to discredit that. But for the fact that you coming at LeBron James, I get it. You mad. He left. He didn't stay in Miami. He left you there high and dry. You like a mad ex-girlfriend that ain't got over your ex. All right? I understand that, Pat. I understand that.
And then it like moved on and had like a few relationships.
Yeah, you had a lot of relationships and you still stuck on the past. You know, you don't know what you got until it's gone. You know what I'm saying? You realize how good you had it when LeBron was there, then he left you high and dry. You kind of hurt. I understand that. You need to recover. You got to forgive. But for you to say that, quote unquote, LeBron winning the championship has an asterisk on it because of injuries, and then try to switch it up and say, we was the team with the asterisk, that's just a low blow, man. Look, injuries are a part of the game, okay? Injuries that comes with championships. Good teams sometimes get lucky. Kawhi Leonard didn't get no asterisk. He didn't play Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and he played a broken down Steph Curry, who had to do everything on his own. Ain't nobody say he had an asterisk. They said that was the best player in the world. The best player in the world. The cyborg. The new guy in L.A. No asterisk. Oh, wait. When Kevin Durant or when the Warriors beat LeBron without Kevin Love and Kyrie, did nobody say that was an asterisk? They just gave him the championship. Steve Kerr is a great coach. He's coming to be the best coach ever. So now, wait, I take it even further. Michael Jordan. The man that played against the Lakers with a bruised Byron Scott and a hurt James Worthy. Did nobody give him an asterisk? They said he was the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But why?
He went back.
Why? When LeBron wins a chip, you try to belittle this man's accomplishment. Why not just toot your cap and say, we going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You did what you need to do. You stayed healthy. Okay? You took care of your body, and you earned that championship. Don't put no asterisk on a championship because y'all didn't win. Come on, Pat. You better than that. You got to let it go, Pat. Let it go. All right? I've been watching church service and man talk about God forgave us unconditionally or unforgettably or what's another one? What's the word I'm thinking of? It's when you say unlimited thing there, but it's not the word I'm looking for. But it's when something don't go dry. It's something that you continue to have. I can't think of the word because the man said it's so dope, Pastor Todd. But my point, what I'm trying to say is that when God forgave us, it was a limited forgiveness. He already forgave us for all kind of sins. All we had to do was believe. So what you got to do, Pat, first, you got to believe in the man upstairs, number one. And number two, you got to forgive, all right? You got to let what LeBron did to you back in the day, you got to let it go, okay, and move on. You got something good over there in Miami. You know what I'm saying? You got something good.
Good. Yeah, I'm going to touch on this. They did an excellent piece on the Pat Riley-LeBron dynamic during the finals. And Pat Riley just mad because he got Pat Riley. That's all. You feel me? You know, Pat Riley, you know, kind of bogarted his way to become the Lakers head coach, and they won 5 championships. And then he went to New York, and he wrote them like a telegram to say, like, I'm out. I'm on my way to Miami. And then you got to think about it like Miami is in the playoffs. Now, I want people to think about this. Miami's in the playoffs, on the verge of going to go win a championship, and he steps down from his mantle as the GM and kicked the coach off and took over head coaching in the middle of a series. And then got the nerve to be mad at LeBron for giving him 4 years, 4 straight finals appearances, and 2 ships. So I feel like he fulfilled his contract, which was a 4-year deal.
Yes,
it wasn't like he left year 3 or year 2. He fulfilled his contract and then went on and did something else. You know, like, you can't come at the man the way that he has. I feel like Pat is just, he getting old. And you know how, you know, sometimes old people don't age well. They're stubborn. They be mad at you. You know, they that old grandpa, get off my porch.
Stuck in their old ways.
Yeah, and I just feel like Pat Riley got to let that go, because I am not going to allow Pat Riley to give my team an asterisk. I ain't happy to hear Pat Riley, okay? Just because we burned down them Heat, put the fire extinguisher on them Heat, don't be mad at us. We don't control injuries. We don't. Because I guarantee, say AD was missing, or Caruso, or Rondo, or anybody from the Lakers and the Heat won, he wouldn't be saying, oh, my team deserve an asterisk because they was hurt. He will take his big-ass championship ring, the trophy, and be like, I have a player trophy, a coaching trophy, and some GM trophies. No asterisk.
Exactly.
You feel me? They didn't give the Lakers, and again, I'm a Laker fan. It wasn't no asterisk on the Lakers championship when Isaiah Thomas messed up his ankle and he had to play 2 games on basically 1 leg. I'm just saying. And I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan. And I appreciate all, you know, the Lakers winning back when I wasn't born just yet. But history says Isaiah Thomas played on 1 leg.
Yes, he did.
And Pat Riley wasn't saying there was no asterisk. So don't come at me with that, man.
Don't do that, Pat. Come on, man.
Pat, man, like the Heat and the Lakers, again, made it through one of the toughest NBA seasons. Now, we had even just the whole season, basically a full calendar year of basketball with a break in between. You can't put an asterisk on that.
You can't do it. Can't do it, Pat. You better than that, man. Definitely better than that. And then the last thing, man, because we're about to get into these teams, man, the season. They're talking about starting the season in December. I don't think they want LeBron to repeat. I get it. They say it's under contract. It's worth $600 million on the line. I understand that. But what these brothers had to go through to be quarantined for damn near 90-some days in one location, to put it all on the line, mind, body, and soul, and now to come back less than a month later to be like, yo, you got to get into basketball shape and you got to get ready to play. I think they should start the season, like we said, on MLK Day. I think December 22nd is just too soon.
Because me personally, when I'm looking at it, just mathematically, 3 more weeks ain't a big deal, but it's a big deal, if that makes sense. Because the 22nd to, I think it's going to fall on the 16th or however, you know, MLK Day falls on different Mondays. But I don't think it's a huge, it's a huge enough gap that just makes sense overall. Just don't have no preseason. We don't need no preseason. They don't need no. Just let the season start. They talking about 72 games anyway, so you already cutting the games down by 10. There's been reports out maybe a 2-week break in between the season, which I feel like they should enter a 2-week break during the season all the time.
Yeah,
I think that would just give players rest, and we'd get great quality basketball towards the end of the season anyway. You feel me? I think the All-Star break, to me, should turn into a 2-week bye. Play the All-Star game, lead into that week, and then the players get the next full week off, and then games don't resume again to the following, Friday. I think that'd be lovely for the league. Players get that rest. They still will be working out practicing, but I just think it'd be good. But yeah, starting on the 22nd, I look at it like you don't care about the Heat. You don't give a damn about the Lakers. You don't care about the Nuggets or the Celtics. Them last 4 teams, you basically saying, figure it out.
Figure it out. Come back ready to play. I really just think they should hold off just a little bit, man, because, again, I know people was talking about they have 4 months off, but really not everybody was off for 4 months. Some people was exercising, some people was putting their body in shape. But mentally, man, even when you got 4 months off and you come back for 3 months straight, nonstop, playing every single day or every other day, it's taxing on your body, man. And it's not as taxing for the young guys per se, but it is taxing for the veterans and the older guys like LeBron James. But I'm pretty sure
team.
Exactly.
It's a vet team.
No, I get that. So what I'm saying is that I think that, LeBron always going to be ready if he has to be ready. But I think they should just give it another couple of 3 more weeks. Started in a new year. Come on, man. We don't want to start another season in the same year that we had to do what we had to do with.
I'm tired of 2020. Okay?
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm ready for COVID, all this stuff to be done with. We go back to some kind of normalcy. But now let's get into these teams, man. Let's focus. We focusing on the 2 worst teams. We're gonna work our way up to the top teams to the last 2 teams, which would be Miami and the Los Angeles Lakers, because they made it to the final. So, quote unquote, they are the 2 best teams in the NBA, and they play for the championship. So we focus on the 2 worst teams of the NBA, one from the East, one from the West, and we're gonna start off with Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's talk about Cleveland. What do you think? First, let's talk about the players who are going to be coming back for sure. And then let's dive into some ways they can be better with just those nuclear players. And then what do you think they feel like they're missing?
Well, they're young with Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and a sleeper young guy who I think if he continues to develop, we need to start paying more attention to Kevin Porter Jr. He was also a rookie that came in last year out of USC. Young, fiery cat. Man, he got bounced inside, outside game. He has, if he develops, he has like a Bradley Beal feel. Not saying he is Bradley Beal, but to me, the projection is a Bradley Beal kind of player. And then, you got the old young man, Kevin Love. I believe Kevin Love is only 31. I think we the same, man. He's either 31 or 32, but old young man and Kevin Love. And with them 4 coming back, with J.B. Bickerstaff being the coach, I just think with Cleveland, it's just going to come down to defense. They were one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And when you think about it, when you're constantly playing against a half-court set because you're giving up buckets, it's always going to be hard to score because you're just constantly taking the ball out the net and taking it out, while the other teams are stopping you and getting buckets, whether it's in transition or being able to play faster where you're not set defensively. And so Garland and Sexton have to buy into the defensive side of the ball. They also have Drummond, who has a player option who can anchor down the middle because, Drummond is a force down low. Mm-hmm. So the perimeter guys have to become better. And I think if they work on that, then they can do something in the East.
I think for Cleveland, I think the biggest issue is that they don't have a point guard. I really believe that. I think they don't have a point guard. I believe they got two guys who was drafted to be the quote-unquote point guard, and they haven't really decided who's going to be the point guard of this team. Who's going to lead us, okay? Because your point guard is the floor general. It's the guy that makes sure everything orchestrates the way it's supposed to orchestrate. It's the head honcho to the degree when it comes to team flow, team movement, and those things like that. And if he's not the point guard, then he's a superstar. It's going to be a superstar like a quote-unquote LeBron James or Kevin Durant, who can be that guy that can, get the offense in order and things like that. But they got dual roles. They can play dual roles. You get what I'm saying? What Cleveland issue is, you got Garland, you got Sexton. Yeah. Both guys, 6'1". Both guys, somewhat similar to a degree. One is more offensive savvy than the other one. One is more gritty, more straight, 10 toes down, playing defense, aggressive, going to take it to you. And the other guy is more finesse. He really hasn't identified his sort of debonair, I should say, or style of play he wants to be right now. And so what I think that's the biggest issue with them is the clashing of who's going to be the point guard. If you have 2 point guards on your team that only average 3 assists, and Kevin Love, no disrespect to Kevin Love, got the same amount of assists as the point guards on the team,
that's not a good recipe for success. Not a good recipe for success.
That tells me something. I like my man Porter Jr. I think he can be a great fit. I think what they have to decide is who's going to be the leader. And I even think they can put Jr. in as just 2 guard because he played more of the 2 guard. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a scorer, right? And maybe, you know what I'm saying? They have to decide what they want to do with Garland and Sexton. Yeah, it's going to be hard to play with both of them on the same because they're the same sort of player, but in different kind of ways. And then when you got Kevin Love, you got a veteran, you got a guy that's been in the trenches who's won an NBA championship. I think he's got to be the nucleus as the leader to keep everything in tight. They have to sort of not necessarily, well, yes, I would say this, play through Kevin Love. He can be a guy that can give you 20 and 10 every single night. He can do that.
He needs to become that guy again. Because remember back in Minnesota, he was 25 and 12.
Yeah.
There's not too many people that can average 25 and 12.
Yeah.
K Love was averaging 25 and 12. And that was before he really developed outside game. I think he didn't got caught up in being just a shooter and not going back to how he was, he was very good in the post. He wasn't like a post player, but he was very good below the rim. And I think he needs to become that 20 and 10 guy, or at least 18 and 9. I agree with you with moving Kevin Porter to the 2, and you work a lineup kind of like the OKC Thunder, where you had Chris Paul and Shea, right, as your starting backcourt. You bring Schroeder in. To me, it could probably be Garland to offset that. And then to close out games, you just play small and make teams have to match that speed and that intensity. And you kind of take a page out of that thing. You play small. If Drummond comes back, that means you got Drummond, K-Love, Porter, Garland, Sexton. You got shooting and you got a rim protector. Yeah. To me, you should be okay because you can run pick and roll with Drummond Drummond has been working on his outside game. If you're not watching his Instagram videos, he's working on his outside game. K-Love can already shoot. Porter can slash. Garland can shoot. So you got options. You got my other guy, Chetty Osman, who's very underrated, by the way. He was LeBron's rookie. So I feel like when you're LeBron's rookie, LeBron gonna get a little juice. You get a little juice when you're LeBron rookie. And they have some talent. Larry Nance Jr.'s on that team. Yeah. They have some pieces. They just got to figure out how to bring it together. But I'm going to just agree with you to the point that leadership. Who is the undeniable leader? Who is the guy that is that general that leads them into that war? And they all looking at like, we got him, so we good. And I agree that if they can figure that out, it'll kind of help them out going forward.
Definitely. I almost forgot about Drummond because Drummond may come back or may not. But if he doesn't come back, they got to play through Kevin Love. He averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds. I think he can get his points a little bit up to maybe 22, 23, maybe even 25. And he can definitely get to 10 rebounds because Drummond took a lot of those rebounds with 17.5 and 11.1 rebounds. But if Drummond is in, if they get Drummond to come back and he say, you know what, I want to play with you guys, or you know what, I'm about to dip. I'm going to find myself somewhere else in the free agency. If he does tend to stay with Cleveland, I think they have a great nucleus. I think they have an amazing nucleus. They have amazing players. Saxon is a stud. I think if you're going to play Garland, right, and you're going to play Saxon at the same time, if you don't want to bring and you want to keep my man Kevin Porter Jr. off the bench to provide you that 6-man accountability to get you some points off the bench, then Garland's got to be the 2 guard instead of the point guard. He has to be the 2. He has to play as a 2. He's the more scorer, not Garland, but Sexton has to be the 2 guard, and Garland has to be the 1. Garland can get his buckets, but he has to be looking to facilitate. 3.9 assists is not good for me. You need to be in the 7s or the 8 if you're going to play point guard. That's not good for me, okay? And so that's why I'm at with it. I really feel like they have the nucleus. But in regards to the free agency, who do you think they should end up picking up or trying to go after that can maybe even make this team a little bit better that's available?
I think it's going to come down to their projected cap space. Because currently, if Drummond was to opt out and not come back, they have $21.7 million in cap space. But if he opts in, then they really ain't got no cap space to do too much outside of like some mid-level exceptions and other like lower tier type situations. So they would have to kind of figure that out. And in regards to that, I feel like if you lose Drummond, then you need to go after a big man. Whatever big man is available that can complement and fulfill that. I think a guy like Nerlens Noel, somebody you ain't got to pay a lot to, but is a rim protector, similar to what Drummond did. I mean, you can look into a Dwight Howard. You know, he shouldn't be asking for a lot. Veteran guy, very similar to what he did. You ain't got to be looking to give him a bucket. I wouldn't want to lose him with the Lakers, but, you know, just as my basketball mind, that's a guy that can probably target and losing Drummond. And then with them having a 5th pick, kind of see how that 5th pick go. Because you may can get a Obi Toppin out of Dayton, who had a lot of promise. It's a center out of USC who had a lot of promise. So it's a few bigs in the draft that you can probably get as your 5th pick, plug him in, and then use that $21 million if Drummond's not back to start fulfilling other little pieces and other little roles to try to fill out the whole team and hopefully start to contend in the East. Because I told people honestly, and it pained me to watch it fall apart, that the Cavaliers is going to be AFC last year. That's how much respect I had for the roster heading into last season. And they fell off. I thought that they was going to turn that corner this year when they had Jeff Beilein, the former coach at Michigan. I'm thinking he was going to come in, the culture he built at college, and all that kind of stuff. I thought he was going to come in and do some thing, and boom. But they just fell flat on their face, and D-line didn't even finish the season. Jamie Bickerstaff came in and finished the season for the team. So
yeah.
That's kind of what I'm looking at for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I'll say likewise, man. I know they're going to be losing some people, but I think the nucleus is Kevin Love, Sexton, and Garland, and then they got some studs in there that can do some amazing things for my man Kevin Porter Jr. And even like if they don't get Drummond back, hey, if the Lakers don't pick him up or Lakers get rid of him or don't re-sign him, I should say, you got Dwight Howard. I like that. I think that'd be a great place for them because they will use him more often in the post and in the paint, and he can be a great rim protector, and he's going to get a lot of time. And I can even go on another rim and even say somebody like a Boogie. If the Lakers don't pick him up,
but is Boogie trying to compete for a championship?
I understand that, but if nobody want to take a chance on you, because you ain't been healthy in 2 years, right? Yeah. You ain't been healthy in 2 years. I'm not saying he go in there to win a championship, but he can go there and make them a competitive team if he stays healthy. You get what I'm saying? The biggest thing is not that Boogie doesn't have talent. Right now, the biggest issue is because Boogie stayed healthy. He hasn't been healthy in 2 years. And then if we start the season, we don't know if he's going to continue to be healthy or if anything can happen in the meantime. So I think a lot of teams not going to take a risk on him. So if you got a chance to get a nice talent for a cheap cost, and he can come in there and resurrect his career, maybe sign a 1-year deal for maybe $2 million or something, cheap.
A little more than that.
Maybe, I'm just saying, maybe I'm just going on a limb and saying maybe $2 million, $3 million, maybe even more than that, maybe, and resurrect his career, man. Cleveland could be a 6 or 7 seed, to be honest with you. You got Boogie, Kevin Love, and you got those studs. They can be all right.
Yeah, because it ain't that hard to win the East. Oh, man, you don't need that many wins. You don't need that many. You can get to about 37, 38 wins.
Yeah.
You can compete in the East, baby. 37, 38. You feel me? You can compete. You'll be right there. Because they also talk about bringing it back to play-in tournament, which I'm a fan of.
I think they need to keep that.
They got to keep that. They got to keep that. And then, you know what I think? They should make the play-in tournament be with the Elam score.
That'd be dope, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Ooh. I don't think they're going to do that either. But I think the play-in tournament just had an Elam score. Nothing else. Get a play-in tournament, the Elam score.
That'd be lit if they did that for just in general.
They're not going to do that in general. They're not.
That'd be dope. I like that. I like that little Elam score. Make you play throughout the whole game.
It takes it back to, me and you at the rec. It's 13-13, and it's time to go win the game. You feel me? It ain't about time running out. It's about, can I get these next 2?
I like that, though. I ain't going to cap. I know they won't do it because it mess up the game in their minds, but I really like the games being like that. Because if, number one, you can save injury, right? You can prevent injury to a degree because you don't have to play a whole game. If you know the game is getting to a certain point, it could be like, all right, it's over with. You get what I'm saying? Right. And it's done.
101.
Exactly. Like, hey, the first one's 75. All right, we ain't going, but I get it money-wise. They want to make as much money. You got commercial deals. You got all these kind of deals that you're trying to make. But moving on to the Golden State land, man. The Battle of the Bay Area that kind of had a collapse. They took a dive this year, and most of it was due to injury. It wasn't because they don't have the talent, but they didn't have nobody that really played. But a lot of up-and-coming players, and that may be good for the Warriors moving forward. How do you feel about the Warriors, and what do you think they can do to move forward to become back that powerhouse Warrior team?
I'm going to go on record right now. As constructed, they're a top 4 team in the West. As constructed. I just feel like you got to pay respect to Steph and how dangerous that man is. I feel like we've lost perspective on how good Steph Curry is. As a basketball fan, as a Laker fan, I just never want to see the Warriors that happy. But as a basketball fan, you got to put some respect on Stephen Wardell Curry's name. Okay, you got to put some respect on that man's name. We can't be forgetting how good he is. You know, Dame is pulling up from crazy ranges, but Steph was kind of like the godfather of that. I think light-skinned Clay gonna come in with a vengeance.
Oh, I can see it.
I just feel like he's about to have that mean mug. He gonna grow the beard out, and I think he gonna play with it at a different level. Draymond kind of worries me, just because I don't know. Like, I just feel like he's a front runner. Hell of a guy. I just feel like he's a front runner. I don't really like dudes who are front runners who chest be all out when everything good, but then he all crumble when things get bad. So I don't necessarily know. And then Wiggins, I feel like Wiggins is a solid piece. I really believe that Wiggins can help them because you're not asking Wiggins to be your number 2. You're damn near not even asking to be your number 3. You got Wiggins as like your 4th option, and Wiggins is talented enough to be better. You think about teams' 4th option. Just think about it. Wiggins is more talented than a lot of teams' 4th option. He's better than the Lakers' 4th option. He's better than the Clippers' 4th option. He's better than Miami's 4th options, Milwaukee's 4th option. When you go on down the NBA list, if Wiggins is your 4th option, technically, you have a chance to be real good. So I got them as a top 4 team in the West, presently constructed. So what you kind of think about the team as is right now?
I think they got the nucleus. And the nucleus is Steph, Clay, Draymond. I think Draymond just plays well with that system. I really feel like his job is to make sure everything orchestrates. He's like a floor general without being a point guard to the point guard position, but he's the floor general of that team. He gets Steph and Clay the touches where they want to be touched at. Let me say that different. He get them the basketball where they in the places that they can be efficient and successful. Let me put it that way, because we living in 2020 now. You can't say certain things without people going crazy. But I really feel that way. I really think with those 3 players, and you got Wiggins, who can be a great asset to him, because I think Wiggins is going to flourish in this system because now he's not going to have a lot of pressure on his back. He's going to just be able to go out there and hoop. I think what hurt Wiggins was too much hype. They was comparing this man to LeBron James. They were saying he's the next best thing. He's the best thing coming out. You know what I'm saying? And they said he was going to be sensational. And don't get me wrong, the dude has a lot of talent. It just hasn't, cultivated into what we thought it was going to be. And it hasn't manifested what we thought it was going to be. And so he's kind of been 50-50 guy. One day he'd go off. Next day you'd be like, what happened? One day he'd go off. And again, next day he'd be like, what happened? I think what gets to him is the pressure. I think playing with Steph, Clay, and Draymond is going to help his career out tremendously. And I think he's going to be able to do a lot more things. But here's the thing about Wiggins. Here's the things with Wiggins. His defense ain't never really been really that, oh my God, Wiggins is a shutdown guy. And when he
can, like he should be.
But I'm just telling you, it hasn't been that. And you got to think about it, man. Wiggins is going to be playing a small forward. So who is he going to be guarding? LeBron James, the Kawhi Leonards. Who else? He's going to be KD. Oh, wait, hold on. He's going to be guarding the KDs. Who else? Who else is the dominant small forward in the league?
LeBron, Kawhi, KD. Oh, he's going to have to deal with either Tatum or Jaylen Brown, depending on.
Tatum, Jaylen Brown, man. I'm just saying, even Michael Jordan, Michael Porter Jr.,
Jimmy Butler.
I'm just saying his work is cut out for him. Okay? What does Shaq used to do? Barbecue chicken alert. So he's going to have to get stronger. He's going to have to be able to put more muscle on because he's going to be sticking some great small forwards. But I think as far as like scoring, it's going to be a lot less pressure for him to just get a bucket because they're going to be worried about Klay Thompson. They're going to be worried about Steph Curry. So that means Wiggins is going to be the hidden gem for the Warriors, in my opinion, when it comes to being able to have easier shot attempts, have easier attempts to get his shot off. They're not going to be doubling him. They're going to be like, man, let Wiggins get off. That's fine.
They're going to treat him how they did Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
He has to just be better than Harrison Barnes.
That's a perfect
I feel
analogy.
like, to me, I believe talent-wise, he is better than Harrison Barnes, and it will work. The biggest question to me about the Warriors is depth. You got to think about it. When they won their championships, their biggest thing was that bench mob. The bench, because you said it, the bench would come in either eliminate a lead, keep what's going on, or boost it up. That's just what they did. When you had Iggy, Livingston, David West, David Lee, Bogut, Barbosa, McCall, name after names who wasn't just like big name guys outside of probably Iggy and Livingston, but guys that will come in, Nick Young, guys that will come in and do their job and provided them with depth to where when Steph sat down or when Klay sat down, it wasn't a huge drop off, or they just really just took the lead and did something with it. So it's going to be hard for them to match that depth because they have the number 2 pick, but they have no salary cap space currently. So all their money is tied into that 4 people that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And then they got a bunch of just non-guaranteed contracts of a bunch of just guys currently in the league. So it's like, and they got like a trade exception, which I don't fully understand how that works, but they have that. So it's just like I said, do they keep the number 2 pick? Me personally, I say they keep the pick, draft Wiseman. Now you got your center, he's young, let him develop with these 4 guys, or you trade the number 2 pick, and when you trade the number 2 pick, instead of trading and get a player, you trade it and find a team that has multiple first-round picks and get a couple of more young guys that you fill in because, as you stated, that core is that core. Right. So you don't really need – you getting a Giannis would be cool because, that's what the big speculation is. That would be cool. But the core is already good enough to where if you put enough pieces around it, that team's going to compete for a championship.
Yes. That is very, very true. I really – here's my thing. I think they got some studs for sure when it comes to some players that can come off the bench. I like Eric Pascal.
I do.
I like what he can bring to the table. He's a rebound guy. He's a guy that can create a shot to a certain degree, but a mid-range guy and rebound. He's one of those 10 toes down. He's gonna go out there and put it out there on the line for you. And
he's basically like Draymond. To me, he's another Draymond. Honestly.
But the only thing he doesn't do well that Draymond does well is pass the ball. He doesn't create like Draymond creates, and that's one of Draymond's greatest gift is the ability to create for other people. That's what makes him so great at what he do. It's not necessarily the defense, because he plays defense, don't get me wrong, in the heart, but the creation opportunity where the best part of being a shooter is when you get the ball in your place where you can have a successful opportunity to shoot the ball. And that's what Draymond does. I don't know if they're going to do a Marquise Chris or whatever. I really like him. He's very athletic. You know, he don't need to do a lot. Get rebounds, play at the rim, protect the rim. So if they do trade for their number 2 pick, that could be a nice little pick for them to have come in there and play with them. You know what I'm saying? He can protect the rim for them. He can do his thing in that retrospect. And then they had my guy, I think it's Damian Lee. Is it Damian Lee? I like Damian Lee.
Isn't that Steph's brother-in-law? Which one is Steph's brother? I think it's Damian Lee.
Maybe. I don't know. I ain't in the brother personal life. But I like Damian Lee. I like what he can do off the bench. I think he can come in there. He can provide a spark. He's got some confidence in him. Look, what helped the Warriors role players is the fact that they played so many games last year. They played a lot of games. So their job is not going to, put it this way. They don't have a lot of responsibility. They're used to just going out there and hooping, okay? They knew they didn't have no chance of winning no games last year, but they went out there and competed, and they played to the best of their ability. So they got their summer league, they got their G League against actual NBA players. So I think that's going to help their role players for next year. So they can go either way, but if they pick up Wiseman, I'll tell you right now, that team, I'm telling you right now, you got shooters, you got defenders, and you got a rim protector. I think Wiseman's going to be a dog. He stay healthy. He has a lot to his game. Inside, outside defense, the man can do it all. I love Wiseman, but I just don't know if he's going to be available. Now, if he's available and the Warriors pick him up, you may have the Lakers and the Warriors for a Western Conference Finals.
I'm telling you, I can see it because you just got to still respect the Warriors. I mean, it's even speculation that the Warriors are going to throw their bid at a possible Dwight Howard. So you bring in a young Wiseman with Dwight Howard.
Yo, people don't respect Dwight. You know, Shaq tried to discredit the man for winning a championship or whatever, say he didn't do nothing, just sit in the background. I ain't really rock with that, Shaq. I feel like Dwight did a lot of things for other series. He may didn't do stuff in the finals because of matchups or whatever, but he did do his job when he got called to be on the field.
You saw it against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Without Dwight, I don't know if we win that in 5. I believe that the Lakers still win that series. But Dwight is the biggest reason why Jokic is in foul trouble in Game 1. And one of the biggest reasons he was in foul trouble in Game 4, too, I believe. Game 4 and 5.
Yeah. So, again, Dwight has resurrected his career. He got a championship. Now, look, my thing is, for a lot of players, they just want to win one, all right? And after they win one, it's about the bag after that. I don't need to be the MJs. I don't need to be the Kobes. I damn sure don't need to be the LeBrons or none of that. I got my ring. Now I need my money. I need my bag, okay? So I think Dwight, if he's picked up by the Warriors, he's going to go out there and go have fun and play. There's no more pressure now. You have nothing to worry about. You won a ring already, you know, unless you the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, the Kawhi Leonard's, all those top superstars, the Giannis's, and maybe even Steph. You don't put some respect on Steph Curry's name, because before Steph got hurt and they had those injuries, Steph was there. What is it? 2-time MVP winner. And didn't he win 2 times already?
2-time, and he's the only unanimous MVP.
Unanimous MVP winner. So put some respect on Steph Curry's name. He's going to have his Splash Brothers, the Splash Bros. It's going to be splashing again. Splash, splash, splash. You better hope you can swim or you may be drowning. I'm just being real with you. And they pick up somebody like Dwight Howard that can help. That's an enforcer. That can help Draymond Green, because Draymond Green can't guard everybody. Dwight can guard the big man. And he can be a physical presence for the Warriors. And Dwight guarding AD?
He can get, like I said, man, the Warriors are a top 4 team in the West to me. And I'm not going – because, like I said, when I look at the West, Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, Nuggets are my top 4 teams because I feel like they're the most complete teams constructed right now. And so that's why with that top 4, it can vary. And we don't know what the Lakers are going to do and the Clippers are going to do, and obviously we're going to get into those teams later on down the line.
Yeah.
But right now with the Warriors, they're going to go from last to top 4.
I'm saying too. I'm going to be honest with you.
And I'm not even in that. And that right there, I can rock with. I just feel like they're that good, and they're going to play with that first chip they had on their shoulder before they start winning chips.
Yeah, I really believe that too.
They're gonna be dangerous, man. They're gonna be dangerous. It's gonna take special teams. It's gonna take a special kind of team that's gonna make it tough for them. The Lakers can make it tough for them because they really don't have an answer for AD.
Right.
And the Clippers can make it tough for them because I feel like the Clippers is a better defensive-orientated team that can do different things that kind of bother them.
I don't think so. What I saw with the Clippers, I'm just saying. What I saw with the Clippers, Achilles heel was the big man, number one, and they struggle with running around and trying to guard people and shooting threes. Like I'm telling you, Dallas showed a lot of holes in the Clippers defense. Yes. The only thing they missed
was KP.
Was Porzingis. But that running around, they had a lot of good looks. They just not knockdown shooters like that. You talking about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson running around for 48 minutes. I don't care if you Kawhi, Paul George, or what, because what they do is they get you worried about them. Bam, hit you with a back door. Oh, damn, man, that's your fault. That's what made the Warriors so good, was the ball movement and the flow. The way they can move without the ball and they can create mismatches while this ain't no one-on-one. It's hard to be a defender when you ain't guarding somebody one-on-one. No, it's, all right, you going to play me like that? Boom, come here, come off that screen. Oh, you trying to go here? Bang, down low. Hey, wise man. You a wise man for coming over here. So that's what I'm saying. I think the Warriors, if they healthy, they're the number 2 team in the West. The number 2 team in the West, because they have 2 of the most prolific shooters to ever play this game of basketball. When you can score from anywhere on the floor, you are a problem. And Klay Thompson, 2K didn't put no respect on his ratings, but I'm going to put some respect on his name. One of the best two-way players to play in this game, man. They don't give this man too much credit. They don't give this man the respect that he do, but he does an amazing job at what he does to be able to play defense and put up 30 on you.
But I feel like Klay is a one-way sharp. He's not a two-way sharp, and I'm going to explain what I mean. He's not good with the ball in his hand as far as creating and dribbling. So that's why I look like he's just a one-way sharp. So he can lock you up, but he's just a sharpshooter. I feel like when you say two-way guy, that means you can kind of – I feel like you can kind of create your own thing. I look at Kawhi as a pure two-way because he can really put the ball on the floor, go get a basket, shoot the three, and play defense. Klay, to me, is more of a one-way sharp because he plays defense at a very high clip. But offensively, his game is more catch and shoot.
So he's a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, I guess we go 3-and-D.
3-and-D. He can hit you from set shots coming off the ball, but not off the dribble. But hey, you never know. Never know, man. He been off season. If he add that to his game.
Yeah, but trust me, coming off a knee injury, you do more shooting than you do anything else because you can't move. Because as your knees recovering, you can sit there and catch and just shoot standstill shots.
Right.
You feel me? You don't start doing all the lateral this and all that until later on down the line in your rehab. And that really wasn't never his game to begin with.
Right.
So I don't really see at this age, and I believe he's 28, 29, or maybe 32. don't see at this age him being in his bag. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to, he about to turn into James Harden.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a prolific scorer from being able to play defense and mostly get the ball, catch and shoot. He hit you with a nice little step dribble. He ain't doing no dancing. Put it that way. He ain't dancing. It's straight to the point. And my thing is this: if you ain't got to dance, and you can just hit him with a one move and pop. Do what you got to do, man. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. But I think they create problems because their shooting ability, and I think that's why Wiggins is going to thrive. Those backdoor cuts, those lobs, all that good stuff that Wiggins does, amazing. He's going to flourish in this system because they're going to be so focused on Klay Thompson and Steph Curry that Wiggins is going to be the defining factor. He's going to be the white knight for the Warriors, in my opinion. But like I said, I think they already play solid defense. They always been good on the defensive end because Steve Kerr gets them ready defensively. And now they can, if people are healthy, they're going to be a problem. I say they're number 2 in the West. I just think the Clippers, they got a lot more issues than we think. I know they got Kawhi, they got PG, they got some players there, and we'll get to them when we get to them. But they got some real issues in that locker room. And so I think that I dropped them to the number 3 team. But that's going to do it for us, man. Y'all let us know in the comments below, how do y'all think these teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, can improve their game and improve their team and get back to Mount Rushmore, not Mount Rushmore, but being back to the ability to compete and maybe even in the playoffs and compete for some championships, man. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Reese?
Hey, man, this is our 50th show.
Right.
This is our 50th show, man, and 50 is like a landmark, and we kind of talked about that with the whole age thing. And I feel like in the podcast world, 50 shows is a lot.
Right.
So I just, I want to give major shout out and love to you, my brother, for being on this journey with me as we started this way back in March, I believe, April-ish. And you feel me? We 50 in. We got more to go. It's been a great learning experience. It's been fun. I hear a lot of good things coming from people. It's fun to be places and people be like, "Hey man, tell your co-hosts," or like to me, it's one of the most fun things to hear when I'm places, I'm playing football or I'm out. And people watch our show, they be like, "Hey, man, hey, tell your co-host he need to calm it down when it comes to this," or tell your boy Bait, you feel me? And so it's just fun to hear that kind of stuff, man. It's fun to see the stuff that we did with me doing the wrestling stuff and the reviews that come from that. So expect the wrestling stuff to be back in our next 50 shows, man. And like I said, we just getting started. We scratching the surface. And as we continue to take this thing to the next level, boy, it's something gonna pop. And when it do, y'all gonna look back like, man, I've been following them since the beginning. Like, yeah, man.
Big facts, man. Man, when you working and when you in the trenches, man, like you hit me, you was like, yo, this is our 50th episode. I didn't even realize that it was the 50th episode because we just been in the trenches. We've been continuing to work, continue to grind. But it's a testament, and I wouldn't want to be nowhere else than right here with you, my brother, man, working and growing and learning and continue to get better at what we do. The chemistry is only improving, and we continue to play off each other and improve our show. And I love, like I said, I got my boys, my pops be clowning me all the time or whatever the case may be. My boy always be talking about, hey, man, tell your boy you gotta stop being a Laker lover or whatever the case may be. It's all love, man. And people are starting to continue to watch the show and continue to provide feedback. And it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better, man. I feel like we're just finding our strides. Like the first 20, 25 episodes, it's like those filler joints. But once you start getting it, you got it. And I think we at that point where we're continuing to get it and we're going to be at a point where we got it. And so let's keep on doing what we're doing. But we want to appreciate y'all. We're going to continue to find ways to add, more value to the show and bring more people on the show so they can feel like they're a part of Talk That Talk, because everybody talks that talk. It doesn't matter. My man Smoke, man, hey, you're going to get it. You're going to get your flowers on Thursday, all right? You're going to get your flowers on Thursday. You already came for my neck on the Instagram. I'm already eating my words already for everything I said. So on Thursday, I got a special just for you. And we're going to leave the show off with that or whatever the case may be.
I tried to tell you. Sometimes you get into this picking thing and you feel like I be trying to sometimes you just listen to your boy. I'm not always right. I'm not. I can admit that. But sometimes I'll be like, bro, slow you just get to going. And I'll be like, I'm going to let him hang himself.
Hey, man. Sometimes I'll be getting that Stephen Bake Smith. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on the roll, I'm on the roll. You get what I'm saying? I'm on the roll. So, hey, if I say something, I'm going to live with it, all right? I'm going to live with it. I'm going to die with it. But my word is my word. If they don't like it, they ain't got to like it. But anyway, man, we're about to get up out of here. I love y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to 50. Hey, type in 50 in the comments below for everybody that watched this episode, and continue to stay safe, stay blessed. Vote is just around the corner, and always remember to talk that talk. We out of here, man. Peace.